You sigh and pick yourself up. What's done is done. You can only hope Evelyn will continue to be safe. Maybe you'll run into him again. On second thought, you hope not, because it'll probably mean you're still stuck here, looking for your uncle. Screw that. You're gonna find James and go home. Assuming the door opens anyway. You reach for the knob. Holy shit, your butt is ringing. Oh, it's your phone, in your butt pocket. But still started living daylights out of you. You had forgotten you had turned it back on. Sweet Christ. You brace yourself, but you still aren't ready for what you hear when you answer. You pull the phone sharply away from your ear. Screams of pain and terror come from the phone speaker, before abruptly being cut off. The screams sound male. You can't tell more than that. A lump of fear settles in your chest. No matter how upsetting that call just was, it means hope. It means you're getting a cell phone signal. You only hesitate a second, deciding who to call. There's no point in trying the police again. Instead, you resolve to call the number your uncle called you from. Unfortunately, as you're about to hit send, the phone starts ringing again. Oh God, it's that odd number. You take a deep breath before you answer. It's that awful woman, most certainly. Well, this time you're determined to turn the tables on her. Sunderland Escort Service. You show out the door, we'll send you a hoe. Which part of go home while you have the chance didn't you get? Leave? When was I supposed to do that? How about after you left the hotel, you little fool? I'm not leaving without my uncle. Then you're a fool. Leave town when you get out of that church. You won't get another chance. You jam the phone into your pocket and pull out your open pack of smokes. It's been way too long since your last cigarette. That woman! Who the hell does she think she is? Of course you're not going to leave without your uncle. Then all this bullshit you've been through would have been for nothing. You admit to yourself that's been terrifying, but there have been a number of times when you thought you were going to die. But finding James is too important to give up. Well, there's not much you could do about it right now, even if you wanted to leave town. For all you know, you're stuck in this stupid room. All of the saints are gone. You don't see anything in any of the alcoves, aside from 2 candles in the back of the room. There's no blood, no head. The place is quiet and empty. There's only the one door you came in. There doesn't seem to be a way to get the secret passage to activate again. Well, it's no use staying here if you don't have to. You take in a deep breath and grab the doorknob. Thank God it opens. You find yourself back out in the hallway. Except, like the room you were in, it has changed. It's still dark. You still feel an oppressive air of menace. But other than the shape of the hall and the placement of the doors, everything is different. How does this even happen? Once again you feel as though you must be in some kind of shifting dreamscape. The hallway can't be all that's changed. You suppose it could be, but you suspect that won't be the case. You open the door to the storeroom with your wrench at the ready, just in case the monster you and Evelyn killed is back, or something worse. The room is mostly as it was. The decor is different, like the hallway. There's an actual light source, so you don't have to rely on your flashlight. A quick glance upwards reveals that, thankfully, there is nothing on the ceiling this time. Hey, what's that? Looks like there actually is something where you saw the holes in the wall. Your bad experience in this room has made you very cautious. Sure, that thing looks like merely a scrap of translucent fabric, but hell, you were attacked by a baby doll with a horrible fetus thing inside it. Only what, an hour ago? 2 hours? How long have you been here? Time is weirdly hard to judge. It's freaking you out. You try to ignore the sensation of lost time as you prod the wall and the cloth with the large wrench. Nothing happens. It seems safe enough. You decide to take a closer look. Upon inspection, the cloth appears to be a lace wedding veil. It's short and simple, but very pretty. Looks white at first. You notice there's actually a slight pink hue to the fabric, regardless of the color on the wall. It's hanging on a peg of some sort. You take the veil off the peg and hold it in your arms. For a moment, you almost want to put it on. After all, you've got an engagement ring and a necklace. Why not keep playing pretty princess? A sick knot forms in your stomach. This veil, who knows where it's been? or who it belonged to, what it might do if you wore it. You jam it into your nearly full pocket and try not to think about it. Dressing up as a bride? What a ridiculous idea. What would James say if he saw you wearing it? In the midst of all this weirdness, you have certainly seen a lot of stuff related to marriage. The notes in the hotel, the engagement ring, this veil. You're not sure whether that's a disproportionate amount of things, or whether they're just standing out because you notice them. A silly, self-important, or paranoid person might think that this was some kind of coded message to them personally, especially given what an impact the day of your uncle's wedding had on your life. It's a good thing you're not that self-involved, is it? Still, the veil reminds you of that day, and so you get the picture out of your pocket and look at it again. It makes you a bit melancholy to remember how upset James was that day. You put the picture away before you get too emotional. Something feels wrong about the photo to you. You could swear it shifted slightly somehow. That's ridiculous. You've had this photo for years and looked at it so often you know every detail by heart. You could probably draw it from memory. If that is the case, why does it seem so odd to you suddenly? You read the inscription again. To the prettiest. Of course, that's what it always said, isn't it? You're startled out of your thoughts by a loud noise. Oh God, it's the phone again. Wait, that's not the noise your phone makes. You look around to see an old rotary phone clutter the room. You bend down to answer it, because terrifying as it might be, it's probably better to know than not know. You realize with a start, this phone isn't ringing either. The noise is coming from somewhere else. You patently refuse to put up with this invisible phone bullshit. You have other things on your mind. Uncles to rescue, towns to escape. You shove the veil in your coat and open the door. Ironically, you seem to have found the source of the noise. The distorted ringing emanates from the misshapen creature's multi-eyed maw as it drags its squirming burden behind it through the hall. The thing, or things, don't seem to notice you. The lead horror passes the door without acknowledging your presence. The second thing only struggles and mewls weakly as it's pulled across the floor by its foul umbilicus. You feel bile and panic rising inside of you as once again you're forced to question where the fuck you are and why the fuck this is happening. You wedge yourself behind the door and pray the thing doesn't decide to take a sudden interest in you. The footsteps and ringing slowly fade away as the hideous double creature makes its way past you and down the hall. When you can no longer hear the thing, you stick your head out of the door and cautiously peer down the way it was headed. It seems to be gone, and to your surprise, appears to have descended a staircase at the end of the hall. Now you're surprised, because you're pretty damn sure that was just a blank wall before. Now you're unsure what action. You were going to try and get as much distance as possible between you and that monster, but the stairs mean a potential way out. You decide to take a chance and follow the thing. Holding your wrench at the ready, you descend into a short, near identical corridor. The monster is nowhere to be seen. There are doors on both sides of the hall, and strangely some kind of tub or font under a stained glass window.